Hello and welcome to Newsfeed, your daily dose of what people are talking about online, from news stories to what's trending. And it's back. Twitter has relaunched its paid for blue tick verification feature a month after its first chaotic attempt led to hoax accounts and general mayhem. This time around, to prevent chaos and impersonation, the social media site says Twitter Blue subscribers will need to register a phone number. Twitter Blue is now available in the US, UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, and will be rolled out in other countries soon. The price for the once coveted blue tick is $8 a month unless you're an Apple user. Those who use iOS will have to fork out $11 a month as Twitter tries to make up for the 30% commission Apple takes off in-app purchases. Blue tick users will also have access to an edit button, a long-requested feature by Twitter users. Although some experts say the edit feature could potentially spread disinformation if a tweet is changed after being widely shared. Previously, blue ticks were a verification tool for high-profile accounts as a badge of authenticity. It was a free feature, with Twitter deciding who got the checkmark. Generally, politicians, celebrities, and journalists were verified. People who got their blue tick under the previous system currently still have them, but some of those users also have a message that comes up if the tick is clicked, saying the account is a legacy verified account and may or may not be notable. Analysts and many netizens say Twitter CEO Elon Musk's revamp of the verification system cheapens the blue tick's value.
Should you be able to buy the blue check mark?
They say they're going to review everyone who, submits to get.
But if you pay that $8 a month,
if you pay the $8, you're probably going to get it. Now, should you get it? I think you're kind of like in a wait and see mode right now.
I don't personally think so. I mean, I don't. I feel like there should be a reason that you have it, not that you paid for it. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, bro, my Twitter's verified. Twitter, they verified me. I can't believe I waited my whole life for the blue tick. I just can't. I don't know you, man, who paid £7 for this verification thing. I was verified. Nobody else is gonna find it, bro. Bro, no one can check me, bro. I got the blue check mark myself. Yeah, I paid £7 for a blue check mark. Yeah, you got me. I hold my hands out.
Yup, as funny as that last TikTok was, isn't it alarming that anyone with a phone number and $8 will be able to get a blue check mark? Twitter Blue is just part of the sweeping changes Elon Musk has introduced since buying Twitter for $44 billion at the end of October. He said the company was operating at a loss of $4 million a day, and big changes needed to be made to make the firm profitable. Musk had said the platform wouldn't roll out paid verification unless the feature was rock solid. That's after the initial Twitter Blue launch was suspended last month when people who'd paid for the blue tick badge started impersonating big brands and celebrities. That trolling got pretty out of hand.
Just because we killed the planet doesn't mean we can't miss it. Crying emoji. This is my favorite. Fake account of a pharmaceutical company says, "We are excited to announce insulin is now free," with the actual account putting out a disclaimer saying, "Hey, we apologize to those who've been misled. Your life-saving medication is very much still for profit, so pay up, plebs." You would think that this would go just serve for the record to show that Elon Musk is not actually a genius. But I feel like if he runs the company into the ground, his supporters will just say he did it on purpose to own the libs or something. I mean, he can do no wrong in their eyes.
Okay, so Elon Musk's plan for a loss-making Twitter is obviously for it to finally turn a profit. Yeah, it hasn't made money in years. That's why he's introducing all these money-making features. But it doesn't change the fact that Twitter's user base is declining and has been for years. And with Musk at the helm introducing changes like rolling back the platform's misinformation policies, many high-profile figures have left the site. Elton John is the latest celebrity to leave Twitter since Musk's takeover. In what's likely his last tweet ever, he blamed Twitter's change in misinformation policies that he says will allow fake information to flourish unchecked. Last month, Twitter stopped taking action against accounts spreading misleading COVID-19 misinformation. The companies also reinstated controversial Twitter users who were banned. In the aftermath, a slew of famous users have signed out for good, blaming Musk and his policies. Jim Carrey, Whoopi Goldberg, Gigi Hadid, and the White Stripes' Jack White are among those who have also quit Twitter. Well, it's been nearly a month since NASA's Artemis 1 mission launched, and now it's back on Earth. The Orion capsule splashed down off the coast of California after an almost 26-day journey of more than 2 million kilometers around the moon and back.
Splashdown. From Tranquility Base to Taurus Littrow to the tranquil waters of the Pacific, the latest chapter of NASA's journey to the moon comes to a close. Orion, back on Earth.
The return went off without a hitch. This time, the flight had no human crew members, but the mission let NASA test the powerful rocket and complex machinery that it hopes to use in the future. The next mission will take human crew in orbit around the moon. That's scheduled for 2024. Then in 2025, the plan is to bring humans there for the first time since 1972. There have been plenty of stunning photographs from the Artemis mission, but some of the most impressive are its shots of the Earth and the dark side of the moon. At that point, Artemis was 434,000 kilometers away from Earth. It's the farthest a craft made for humans to ride has ever traveled away from our planet. Okay, we all remember COVID-19 tracking apps. Your country may have had one, but no country had a system as all-encompassing as China's. The so-called Communications Itinerary Card determined whether citizens could participate in everyday activities outside their homes. But from Tuesday, that system is done and dusted. After protests in dozens of Chinese cities, Beijing has abandoned its attempt to smother the virus forever. People had to use the app to enter public spaces or to use public transportation. Getting a red alert meant you couldn't do much of anything. Often, you'd have to spend time in a quarantine camp, even if you weren't positive for the virus. But experts are worried that the sudden removal of precautions might cause the virus to surge through a country still unprepared for such a crisis. While China is relaxing some of its COVID-19 rules, the damage has already been done for iPhone manufacturer Foxconn. Analysts say that Apple will have somewhere between 5 and 8 million fewer iPhones on shelves. And that translates to an 11% decline in revenue for Foxconn. And Apple can expect to make as much as $8 billion less from the product this year. Much of the slump occurred in the month of November when COVID-19 restrictions hit the plant in Zhengzhou in southern China, sparking clashes with police. But it's not all bad news for the company, which made nearly $200 billion so far this year. The company says sales of products remain strong as supply bottlenecks are easing. But it remains to be seen how well Beijing is able to navigate the country out of nearly 3 years of pandemic restrictions. Well, even after seeing how the iPhone factory workers are treated, you still want a new iPhone Pro model for Christmas or any other reason, then there's more bad news. It's not just lockdowns that have trimmed stocks, but also Apple's expectations of a broader economic slowdown. We'll let you know how long it all lasts. Now, we're all about the future here on Newsfeed, and for our next story, we're going to take a quick glimpse into it. Imagine a net zero eco-city all powered by renewable energy. Well, Saudi Arabia's new project, NEOM, is planning to do exactly that. Part of it is a bizarre new megacity called The Line, which will be a linear city expected to host 9 million residents in the largest structure in the world. And it appears that it's full steam ahead on this ambitious project. Construction began this October. New satellite images show just how much ground the project will cover, which is expected to cover the same land size as Belgium. Saudi Arabia says the project should be completed by 2030.
New drone footage has just been released showing Saudi Arabia beginning construction on its $500 billion city in the desert called The Line. In the video, you can see a number of excavators digging up a wide linear trench in the desert. Within the trench, foundations for the city, which is planned to be 170 kilometers long, are expected to be laid next. Now, there's also supposed to be a transport system to be built underneath the entire length of the city, but none of this footage shows any signs of that just yet. And to be fair to them, a lot of people in my initial video reckoned that they would never even start construction because of how outlandish this idea was. But here we are.
Construction of the line started recently, and honestly, I was pretty surprised. So there seems to be 3 design aspects about it that make people uncomfortable, one of them being the automation and the AI. Simply because dystopian media almost always has some evil robot in it, so I can understand where that skepticism is coming from. Also some people who have an issue with the density and the lack of space, and I completely understand that, but I think that's more of a personal problem. We all know that one person that's always like, how can people pay thousands of dollars to live in a shoebox in New York City? And then there's people that would literally sell their right kidney to live in a metropolitan city. Being that a space and density is a huge concern to you, then this project is probably not for you.
With it being a rest day at the World Cup, just what are all those football fans going to do? Well, Qatar does boast many glitzy shopping malls. Perhaps some retail therapy is required for any English or Portuguese fans still in Doha. But I would recommend the Souk Waqif. It's a traditional market of Doha where you can find everything from traditional garments to souvenirs. Our very own Franziska went to check it out.
Hey guys, today I want to show you a place here in Doha that connects traditional Qatari style with football fans from all around the world. Welcome to Souk Waqif! It literally means standing market, and on this market you can find everything from traditional garments to handicrafts and souvenirs. The original buildings date back to the 20th century and they were built in a traditional Qatari architectural style. Unfortunately, there was a fire in 2003 which led to the restoration of the souk with the purpose of preserving the historical and architectural identity. It once used to be a place where Bedouins gathered to trade their local goods, but today it's a place where football fans from all around the world come together.
A Harry Kane comedy sketch recorded for charity has gone viral after the England captain skied his penalty against France, sending England crashing out of the World Cup. And it's the French media who have been pushing the sketch and mocking Kane. It shows him and former England rugby hero Jonny Wilkinson practicing penalties. In rugby, the aim is to kick the ball over the bar, so Wilkinson tells Kane, "This is how I won the World Cup for England." And please spare a thought for the broken English producer who had to write this Yule. That caps off our show, and see you Tuesday.
That's how you do it. You just put it over by a mile.
Yeah, that's how I won a World Cup, though, with England.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Harry, much better. That's the one.
Sure.
Yeah, it's good.